Welcome to Career Uprising. I'm your host and professional career coach, Lorraine Rise. Join me as I guide you through an amazing journey of self-discovery and empowerment. If you are looking for work, changing careers, or stuck in a toxic job, then this is the show for you. I offer both practical and spiritual guidance to help you up-level and advance your career. Let's start the uprising. Hey everyone, you are listening to episode 124, How to Change Your Past. Yes, I just said that. How to change your past. You absolutely can, and I'm going to tell you how today. So welcome to the show. Thank you for finding me, whether it's your first episode or your 15th or 115th. I appreciate it. I cannot believe I'm up to 124 episodes. It's amazing. And right about now, actually, it's been exactly 4 years. I launched the show in 2018 in about April or May timeframe. And I think we're in June now, so pretty close. But I also just celebrated 7 years in business as Career Uprising here, May of 2015. I cannot believe it's been 7 years. Oh my goodness, time is flying. So grateful. So many blessings. Thank you guys so much. Life is beautiful. It really is. So this show is coming out around June 20th or so. I'll be on vacation at the beach then, but I never do record these in real time. I always record about a month or so in advance. I'm a planner. All you type A planners out there, I hear you. I am right there with you. So, but we'll be in the thick of it in summer. I hope your summer is going well, that you're getting out and getting some sunshine and getting away from your screens and just enjoying life. That is really what summer is all about. So I want to talk to you about a concept that I have really been learning and honing in on. And I've been thinking about doing this show for a while, and I just felt like the time is right. Let's do it now. I want to introduce this concept to you that's going to seem crazy and radical, and you're going to look at me like I have two heads, but it's true. You can change your past. You really can. Okay. And I'm not talking about time travel. You don't need to do any of that nonsense. Right here, right now, in this moment, you can change your past. All right. So if you're intrigued by what I mean, that's good. Keep listening. Okay. You probably think right now that you can't change your past, but you're wrong. I know you've always thought that you can't change your past because you're thinking of your past in very linear and literal terms. You're probably thinking of the past simply in terms of a set of events that has happened, and that's it. It's done. Nothing you can do about it, right? But there is so much more to life than just a set of events. That is not all this is. In fact, I believe the events themselves are almost irrelevant. It has been said many times, and I'm going to say it again here. It's a cliche. It matters not what happens to you in life, but what you do with it. And what you do with it is derived from what you're making it all mean. So that's a big part of my coaching, is asking clients, what are you making that mean? When something happens in their life or somebody says something, the question's going to be, what are you making that mean? Because that determines everything. Facts themselves are neutral, always. We attach meaning to the things that happen in our lives. You could rear end somebody and have a car accident, and then you could make that mean that you're a crappy driver and you're so ashamed and oh my God, and on and on. Or a different person could cause the exact same accident, and they could make it mean that they were just given a miracle of a wake-up call to start being more present and paying more attention to what they're doing. And they see it as a blessing in disguise. How is it possible then that two people experienced the exact same event, but yet had completely different experiences? The difference comes in what they're making it mean. We all have different experiences because we have different personalities, different life experiences, choices, different viewpoints, different upbringing. All of these things roll up into who we are. and they cause us to see life through a filter and make events mean different things. Therefore, we feel differently about and do something different about what happens to us as a result. So if you can understand this, you've learned the secret of life, my friends, okay? So where am I going with all this? What I want you to do now is take this concept of facts being neutral with meaning applied later by us, and I want you to apply it backwards to your past. So, for example, think about a painful event in your past. I'm sure we all have something. Maybe your parents divorced when you were young, or you had a bad childhood. It could be anything. You're probably thinking, well, the past is over. What's done is done. It is what it is. We get told this all the time. That, yes, that is true. The events are over, and they happened. But there is an enormous well of power that you have not tapped into yet. If you want to change your past, you simply need to change what you're making it mean and how you're continuing to experience the events of the past. And believe me, you're still experiencing them today. Okay? So let's use a totally fictitious example here. Maybe you had somebody in your childhood who was abusive to you. Could be a parent or a step-parent. They could have been abusive in any way, doesn't matter, physically, emotionally, psychologically, whatever. You could look back on that and think, well, I guess I was just a piece of shit, right? That's how they treated me. Now you have low self-esteem. You can hardly form a constructive relationship. You keep choosing people who are bad for you and continuing on this cycle of abuse that was started in your childhood. And the cycle is continuing because you have not changed what you're making those events mean. Therefore, you're trapped in your own mental prison. On the other hand, you could zoom out and look at the experience from a spiritual big picture perspective. And you could look at it and say, yes, there was somebody in my childhood who behaved in a terrible way and made grave mistakes in how they treated me. But it had nothing to do with me. It was a reflection on them. And because of this experience, I'm going to be different. I'm going to be a better person because I went through this. I'm not going to be like them. I'm going to value myself and treat others with respect and make it my mission to live life in a better way and not repeat the mistakes of the past. Holy shit, that's a complete turnaround. We have two people here, theoretically, who've experienced the exact same thing, but had completely different outcomes emotionally. One person is experiencing the past from a very diminishing perspective and taking on the pain, the mistakes of the abuser as their own. The second person is distancing themselves from the person who caused them pain and recognizing that the abuser is just a separate person on a separate journey with their own pain and their own problems that belong to them, not you. The act of another person abusing you is derived from their own unresolved pain, not yours. Not your shortcomings or anything. The second person is using that experience now as a lesson and a great teacher to make them a better person and make them happier. Oh my gosh. Do you understand the implications of this? Let that marinate for a minute. What would change in your life if you started looking at everything through a completely different lens? Right now, today, you can change the way you experience the past and how you feel about it and how it affects you today. And that's the only thing you need to change. You keep thinking that you need to change the events of the past, but you don't. You can't. And you don't even need to. That's not where your power is. It doesn't matter. All you need to do is look at it from a different perspective and recognize that everything that has ever happened to you is for your benefit. Yes, I just said that. Everything. It is all for your learning and your growth, and the other person's as well. They're on their own trajectory. Let them be. Okay? You can be grateful for every experience you've ever had and everything you've ever learned. You can literally change the meaning of your past and the emotions that you associate with it. This way, People who've hurt you in the past hold no power over you, and they don't continue to hurt you today because you're not taking on that pain as your own. You've changed what you've made it all mean. All right, so that's it. I talked straight through on that one with no commercial break. That's cool. I was in the zone, on a roll. I want you to take this concept and think about it deeply, okay? And try to start practicing it in small ways. That's probably going to be a lot easier than tackling some big painful event. Start really, really small. All right? It might be insurmountable to go for the big issues. That's okay. Start with maybe just like a little small argument that you had with somebody last week and work on reframing that, learning from it, and taking the emotional charge out of it. Even something as mundane as a traffic jam that got you all up in a tizzy in road rage, right? How can you look at that situation differently and allow it to teach you something about yourself and be grateful for it? You have the power to choose how you experience the events of your life. And that is where all of your freedom and all of your power is. It's the only thing you have ever actually needed to change. Life really is beautiful. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. There was a lot packed into that. Go to careeruprising.com, learn more about me and my coaching. My team and I would love to help you. And there are more shows for sure coming in July, maybe even a guest or two. I can't wait to unveil it all to you. All right. Take care, guys. That's it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard today, please consider giving the show a positive review on iTunes. It would mean a lot to me, and it would help to spread the word so that others can learn about the show. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to connect with you again next time on Career Uprising.
This show is brought to you by InflowRadio.com, the best curated talk radio network for personal development, wellness, spirituality, and conscious business.